Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into it, looking at a family that's always in the headlines, the Cyruses.
Yeah, it's quite the saga.
We've gathered quite a bit of material, interviews, recent articles, social media stuff, basically, to piece together what's been going on with their family dynamics, their personal choices.
Right, both the public face and, hints of the private side.
It's a fascinating look, really.
And our mission here really is to sift through all that information, pull out the key insights for you. We're focusing on, the big revelations, the relationship changes, the family ties.
Without getting totally lost in the weeds.
Exactly, so you get the real picture.
Okay, let's jump right in then. First up, Brandi Cyrus, Miley's older sister. She was on a podcast, Boyfriend Material with Harry Jowsey, just this July 15th.
Oh, yeah. What did she say?
Well, she was pretty blunt. She said, and I quote, "I don't want my own kids." And then apparently laughed and added, "I don't really like kids."
Wow, okay, that's direct.
It is, especially when you compare it to the host, Harry Jowsey.
Right, because he was talking about getting ready for fatherhood, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Even saying he traded his Lamborghini for a family car with screens for his godson, it really highlights different paths.
It absolutely does. And it makes you think, in a world where having kids is often just assumed, what it means when someone like Brandi says publicly, nope, not for me.
Then you've got her sister, Miley. Her views on having kids have also been pretty public, and they seem to have shifted a bit over time.
Mm-hmm. What's the latest?
Well, just in June 2024, she told W Magazine, "I still don't know if I want kids or not." But then she added this interesting bit.
Which was?
"I feel like my fans kind of are my kids in some way."
Huh. That's a unique way to look at connection and maybe nurturing. It ties back to her earlier comments too, doesn't it?
It does. If you go back to July 2019, she told Elle something quite different.
Right, yeah, I remember that. It was about the planet.
Yeah, she mentioned the pressure to keep the planet populated and basically said she wouldn't bring a child into a piece of ST planet because of environmental worries.
So you see this evolution. It really shows how these big personal choices aren't made in a vacuum. There are global concerns, personal feelings.
It all gets mixed together. So for you listening, it's maybe a reminder that these decisions about family are super individual, influenced by everything from the environment to just, well, personal preference.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's sort of zoom out and look at the family tree itself, because you kind of need the backstory to understand the recent stuff.
Definitely. It's complicated.
So Billy Ray Cyrus and Tish Cyrus, her maiden name was Letitia Finley, they got married December 28, 2003.
Okay.
But they already had Miley Destiny Hope, born November 92. And Tish was actually pregnant with their son Brayson when they got married. He was born May 94.
Right. But there's more to it, even from the start. Billy Ray had another son, Christopher Cody Cyrus.
Yeah, born April 92, just 7 months before Miley, with his ex-girlfriend Kristen Lucky.
Exactly. So then Billy Ray marries Tish, and he adopts her 2 kids from her previous marriage to Baxter Helson.
That's Brandi, born 87, and Trace, born 89.
And then their youngest together, Noah, came along in January 2000. So it's a real blended family from day one, a very complex start.
Totally. And then, of course, you had the whole Hannah Montana explosion from 2006 to 2010.
Oh, yeah. That father-daughter dynamic became huge culturally.
And it really launched Miley's career into another dimension.
Real question.
But the family relationships, especially Billy Ray and Tish's marriage, well, they've had their ups and downs publicly.
Very publicly. Remember October 2010, they announced they were divorcing?
But then they got back together the next year.
Only to file again in June 2013.
Right, and then reconsidered a month later. Said counseling helped. It was messy.
So messy that Miley actually tweeted at her dad during that time, do you want to talk like this in public?
Wild. It just shows the pressure of living life under that kind of spotlight.
For sure. Ultimately, Tish filed for divorce a 3rd time in April 2022. And that one stuck.
They said they hadn't actually lived together since February 2020.
Yeah, and their joint statement to people was quite amicable, actually. Said they decided to go separate ways after 30 years, 5 amazing children, and a lifetime of memories. Not with sadness, but with love in our hearts.
And then there's Miley's own big relationship story with Liam Hemsworth.
Oh, that was another roller coaster. The last song in 2010, dating on and off for a decade.
They finally got married December 2018. Wasn't that right after their house burned down?
Yes, the Malibu fires. Miley even said later on her TikTok series that the decision to marry came from a place of trauma and just trying to rebuild as quickly as we could.
That puts a different light on it.
It does. But it didn't last long after that. Liam filed for divorce in August 2019.
Finalized January 2020.
Yeah. And a source told E! Back then something like, they fell in love young and they are just different people now. Which happens, right? People grow apart.
True. So then both Billy Ray and Tish start these new chapters almost at the same time.
Right. Tish went public with Dominic Purcell,
Oh.
the actor from Prison Break, in November 2022.
Got engaged April 2023, married that August in Malibu.
And Miley, Trace, and Brandi were all there for her.
Yeah, Miley told Vogue something really sweet about it.
What was that?
She said, "To see my mom this happy and in love is very emotional for me. It's almost like it's for the first time," which she thought fit her mom's young soul.
Oh, that's nice. It shows that kids, even adult kids, just want their parents to be happy.
Definitely. Meanwhile, Billy Ray, well, he got engaged much more quietly to Fire Rose, the Australian singer.
Who is quite a bit younger, 27 years younger.
Right. Engaged August 2022, confirmed it in November. They apparently became friends during COVID.
He described it as going from musical soulmates to soulmates, happy, pure love.
They got married October 10th, 2023.
But that ended incredibly fast and messily.
Yeah, barely 8 months later, May 2024, Billy Ray filed to annul the marriage, said it was obtained by fraud.
He later changed it to divorce, and it settled that August. But the language he used, calling it the most crazy, insane scam.
I'm right in the center and basically the target. Yeah. It suggests things got very ugly very quickly.
It really highlights how even new relationships can have these hidden complexities and, well, vulnerabilities.
So, unsurprisingly maybe, these new relationships seem to cause some friction within the family. Publicly, at least.
Yeah, sources started talking. One told E! News back in October 2022 that Miley wasn't in love with her dad's new path.
And didn't have a relationship with Fire Rose. Added that the divorce itself had already strained things between Miley and her dad.
And you kind of saw that play out visually, didn't you, at the 2024 Grammys in February?
Oh, right, when Miley won Record of the Year.
Yeah, in her speech, she thanked Tish, Brandi, her boyfriend Max Mirando, and then finished with, "I don't think I forgot anyone."
Oof. The omission of Billy Ray was loud.
Very loud. And then there were those weird reports swirling around about Noah Cyrus and Dominic Purcell, Tish's husband.
Yeah, nothing confirmed by the family, but Noah herself fired back really strongly at some Instagram comment about it in April 24.
Her response was,
Yeah.
let's just say very direct and explicit. Showed she felt strongly, whatever the truth was.
Things seemed pretty fractured, and then it really spilled out into the open in January 2025.
With Trey Cyrus's Instagram post aimed at his dad, that was heavy.
It really was. Saying he used to be obsessed with Billy Ray, thought he was the coolest, but now the man that I wanted so desperately to be, just like I barely recognize now.
And he added, "Me and the girls have been genuinely worried about you for years, but you've pushed all of us away." He even mentioned Noah being hurt.
It felt like a real cry for help, almost.
Billy Ray responded pretty quickly after that, didn't he?
Yeah, January 26th on YouTube Shorts. Just wrote, "Praying for my family, for my children's sons and daughters and their mother."
Kind of acknowledging it, but keeping it brief. But then things seemed to shift towards healing. Surprisingly fast.
It seemed like it. By March 2025, Billy Ray posted this really touching Instagram tribute to Miley and Noah about their music.
What did it say?
He wrote, "Flesh and Blood, completely taking their art to a whole new level. Congratulations, girls." I'm actually crying as I write this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That feels like a significant olive branch, publicly anyway.
Totally. And then just this past May 2025, he shared a photo. It looked like him, Miley, her boyfriend Max, and his son Brayson looked like they were at his farm.
Okay, so a visual reunion.
And literally the next day, Miley addressed the rift rumors head on.
Oh, what did she say?
On Instagram, she said she and her dad have had her challenges over the years, but now, in my 30s, family is my priority above all else.
That's a big statement.
And she finished, "I am at peace knowing bridges have been built and time has done a lot of healing. Grateful for the good health and love that flows through my family."
So it sounds like maybe they've worked through some of it or are actively working through it.
It certainly seems that way. So when you step back and look at this whole deep dive, what it really offers you, the listener, is this kind of intense example.
Yeah, of how families, especially famous ones, deal with just incredibly complicated stuff. Relationships shifting, personal choices, arguments, making up.
And that long road, sometimes, to getting back together. It's a good reminder that behind the headlines, it's just people going through very human things.
Absolutely. And it leaves you with a question to think about, really, for your own life. How do those changing perspectives, just the passage of time, how does that actually shape family bonds? Especially when you're dealing with, public eyes or even just private disagreements.
Hmm. Something to definitely ponder.